the wealth that we have built, the way we became the greatest country on the face of the planet, was literally on the backs of those who were kidnapped and brought here by force. The legacy of slavery and segregation and Jim Crow and suppression is alive and well in every aspect.
Now, hold on a second. This is beyond contemptible. We fought a civil war with over 700,000 casualties. One of the reasons most people think Abraham Lincoln was, if not the greatest, the second greatest president in American history is because of his leadership in fighting that Civil War as a tremendous statesman. We have fought these battles, these civil rights battles, up through the Civil War, beyond the Civil War, into the 1960s and 70s. This country has made enormous progress. A huge country, hundreds of millions of people, diverse people, physically, skin color, religion, ancestry, backgrounds. And despite the best efforts of demagogues like this, we are still mostly a united people. We haven't tribalized yet. We haven't balkanized yet. We're getting there as a result of this. He's painting a picture of an America that does not exist. But in order to separate himself from the pack, he lies to the public. He plays to the most base emotions of individuals. He lies about this country, where people are trying to get into this country from Central and South America, from Africa, from Southeast Asia, trying to escape their hellholes to come into the United States. You wouldn't know that listening to this. There's 100 million people who would come into this country tomorrow if they could. I am just so appalled by frauds and phonies like this, who are half an inch deep.
As president, I will sign into law a new Voting Rights Act. I will focus on education, address healthcare disparities, but I will also sign into law.
You won't focus on education and school choice, something that I and Landmark Legal Foundation have been involved in for 40 years. We didn't have a single white liberal Democrat helping us. We had black Democrats in black communities helping us. The NAACP opposed us, the ACLU opposed us, the NEA, they opposed us, the AFT opposed us, the Democrat Party opposed us. We litigated in the Wisconsin Supreme Court, went all the way to the US Supreme Court, so little minority kids could go to better schools, not necessarily the one down the street, but another one that's not crime infested perhaps. That party and people like him stood in the schoolhouse doors. And this isn't that long ago, a couple decades ago. They're not focused on education. They're bought and paid for by the unions, by the public sector unions. He's going to focus on education? No, he's not. Go ahead.
Sheila Jackson Lee's reparations bill so that we can have the national conversation.
Now we need reparations. It's so outrageous. Well, I expect Kamala Harris to pay some of those reparations. I expect many of the people here to pay some of those reparations, because it turns out some of their ancestors, little did they know, were slaveholders. I don't know how a country progresses. I don't know how a country unites or stays united with these kinds of fools and clowns. I really don't.
It does come from a great injustice that has never been dealt with. That great
injustice that has never been dealt with. Hundreds of thousands of Americans died during the Civil War. What do you mean, a great injustice that's never been dealt with? It's incredible to me. And they won't get a single question about their party, the Democrat Party, and the role it has played in slavery and segregation, Jim Crow right into the 60s and 70s. I mean, this is a party that is obsessed with race.
Want to see more? Sign up for LevinTV.